All right. Attempt number 3. Here we go. Welcome to another episode of Just Ask Share Live. In fact, this is episode number 3 for tonight. OMG. Talk about, you know what? Running with the punches, rolling with the punches, whatever you want to call it. This is episode number 3 for tonight. And tonight, my friends, I'm going to make sure that I am broadcasting live. Okay, I think here we go again. Yeah, looks like I'm broadcasting and maybe not. Yep. I'm doing it. Oh my gosh. And I think I have sound, guys. So thank you so much for those of you who have found, yeah, the other broadcast, podcast number 3. Thank you so much for joining me. If you can hear the voice is not what the usually voice sounds like, but that's okay. I'll broadcast anyway. For those of you who are missing me last week, I was in sunny San Diego at Social Media Marketing World, learning all the good stuff, all the latest stuff about social media. In fact, this week's episode was going to be all about Ask Me Anything, and I wanted to prepare for that. But then with all this COVID-19 stuff happening in the air, and I mean, you literally can't go anywhere without coughing and getting a side eye. And I have a cold right now. So that kind of sucks. Like you literally you cough twice. That's it, my friend. One time is okay. Cough twice. You're getting side eyes from everywhere because, no one wants to get sick, which I totally get. And it is completely impacting business. I'm surprised that, or I'm blessed, I guess, that Social Media Marketing World did not get canceled. A lot of conferences are getting canceled. A lot of companies are now halting business travel, canceling any sort of conferences that they may have been a party of or sending employees to. That's just not happening. For some companies are saying if you're coughing, you stay at home, you work from home. And what I want to know from you guys today is, do you have a COVID-19 contingency plan for your personal brand? Because I see this, despite or in spite of all the things that are happening right now, for those of you who are healthy and are able to take advantage of this, I see this as an opportunity to build your brand in the midst of all the chaos. And you might be like, what? Who has time to think about that? Well, that really depends. Like, how busy are you with things, trying to be busy as usual with trying to move projects ahead? You are going to have to rely more on your digital side of you to do business. So many meetings are canceled. So many, meetings, face-to-face meetings are now becoming online. Hey, let's meet online. Let's do a conference call, Zoom, all of that kind of stuff. And also, if you were supposed to be at conferences, if you were supposed to be at networking events, all those things now, there's fewer people out there. And if relationships are part of your business, this might be a challenge for you. So in this episode of Just Ask Share Live, 29.3, we're going to be talking all about, I'm going to be all about that. I'm going to be sharing some tips that can help you stand out in the midst of this awful thing that is literally sweeping the world right now. So how do you, digitize your professional self even more to do your job at work? That's what we're going to be talking about today. So, of course, I want to know if you're Team Live for 29.3. So let me know, Team Live or the replay. Let's see if I even have people watching. Woohoo! I have people watching. You guys are the best for just showing up for me. Team Live from our Barbados. I got the virtual ticket. So Derry, yeah, you have to check it out. It was pretty good. Yeah, David, here I am. Thank you. Yeah, Sarah's saying it's definitely impacting business. And I think this is an exciting topic. I want you guys to, it's happening, right? So at the end of the day, how can you use this? Because any opportunity, anything can be turned into an opportunity. I'm a glass half full kind of gal. So, and I see branded people all the time. It's like, I just see it. It's like, Sixth Sense, for those of you who remember that movie from way back in the days. I see dead people. I see branded people. I see branding opportunities in the midst of all of this. So I'm going to share some of the thoughts that I have around that. And of course, what I will do as well is, once again, remember to start my timer. So there we go. It's going to go, I'll try to keep it at least within the timer, guys. And look at all my team livers: Natasha, Tiara, Tashika, Diana, woohoo, George. Yeah, he's saying remote work structure is coming back online. And there are great opportunities. And the opportunities I'm going to share with you guys today can be extended like they work all the time, but you might not have been thinking about this. And especially because, it is impacting business. I can show you today how you can use your brand to positively impact your company as well as your work that you're doing at work. So this is all about, for those of you who don't know me, I am a social media trainer, and I focus in the corporate professional space, and I help professionals brand themselves and use social media at work for work. So that's what I do. I teach teams, I work with individuals, and it's all about leveraging this as a tool, right? And so I want to show you how you can use it every day at work and how you can build your brand in this COVID-19 tragedy that is literally sweeping the world. But let's take advantage of it for those of you who are healthy enough to do so. So thank you guys again so much. And yes, Tashika's saying it's definitely changing the way we think about working from home and remote working. Exactly. So the thing with remote working, this is something that's always existed, but now businesses, and you'll see that companies might have been a little bit more reserved about it, are going to see it working in the flesh. And for you guys, there's an opportunity to take advantage of it. So thank you so much for weighing in on the Team Live and Team Replay. So today, like I said, we'll be talking all about COVID-19 and your brand as well. The scroll stopper I have for you today is all about borrowing from somebody else's brand to lift your brand. And you'll see what I have. And it's such a creative idea. And for many of you creatives out there, you really will be able to take advantage of this. And in Tap That App, did you know that your LinkedIn presence could be worth dollars? Like, how influential are your posts? And can you make money off your posts? Well, at least we'll get you a rating for now. So I'm going to show you a website that will do it, at least give you a report on how much your LinkedIn presence could be worth if someone wanted to sponsor a post based off of the work and your network that you've been building here on LinkedIn. It's fascinating. Take it with a grain of salt, but I'll at least show you where to find that. So that's super exciting. And Tap That App, 2 Ps. So stay tuned for that. All right. And let's see. Whoops. So I'm asking you guys, I know some of you have already weighed in on this question. Has the threat of COVID-19 affected you at work yet? So individually, I want to know, have you noticed things coming down? Are people saying canceling meetings on you? I know a lot of people are experiencing travel disruptions and complete bans on traveling. That it's just a thing right now of what we're dealing with. So I'm just curious how many of you guys are actually dealing with this right now. So let me know in the comments below. And as well, hey to Doree, hey to Keith, Yolando and Christopher. Hello, everyone. Great topic. So thank you guys very much for your encouragement, and again for coming in on episode 29.3. So let's dive right into this with my advice, because I really think that this is just an incredible opportunity should you want to take advantage of it. So the first thing that let's talk about is the fact that I want you guys to really amp up your profile right now. Because you guys know me. I could probably I say this every single time I talk about profiles. Most of y'all look like you're looking for a job, but this is the time more than anything else to start shifting your profiles into more service-centric profiles, because people can't meet you face to face, because you'll be doing a lot of virtual meetings, a lot of phone calls, and people will be validating you, oftentimes your credibility, your experience, and everything that you bring to the table on your job based off of what you say about yourself. So you can either let somebody think whatever they want, or you can start to seed what they're thinking based off of what you include in your profile. So what I want you to do is make sure that your profile clearly outlines what you do now in your role. Because most of y'all, what you do is you just update your title and your profile pretty much covers up everything you did to get the job you're in now. And that doesn't help anybody when they're looking you up. So go beyond the title, take the time to adjust your headline so I immediately know how you can help me. And then if you want to really amp that up, take the time to update your about section so people know how you can help them now. I've talked about this a million times. You can go back in any of my videos. There's a ton of them. I'll link one in the comments later on tonight that you can watch that shows you how to shift your profile from a job seeker to what you do now, to showcase what you do. As I said before, guys, I'm a little sick, so I need some water. But make sure, again, your profile is service-centric. I know how you can help me now, okay? That is so important because then that builds trust in the person who's checking you out, in the person you're connecting with, in the person that you're leaving a voice note for or a message for. They can see and they know that you're the right person that they need to be connecting with. And this is going to matter more and more as you show up virtually for meetings. So there's a wonderful opportunity for you to really take advantage of this and give people the words you want them to use to talk about you and to think about you. Okay? Hope that one is sinking in because that's probably my most important point, but I talk about that point all the time. Anyways, second point, this is your opportunity right now to really build and focus on relationships. So build your network and focus on relationships. So you need to think about who are the people that you need to get your job done. Who needs to be in your network? Because one of the things that you need to do is be accessible for these people and giving them another channel through LinkedIn, again, with that service-centric profile every time they come in contact with you and not just an email address, with a profile. You want to make sure you get that profile in front of people. So again, you build confidence because you're telling them what to think about you, but also think about the relationships that you need to build. So the relationships that you need to be able to build to do your job now, the relationships that you need to build on when you can finally meet face to face. So for those of you in sales, you can still be prospecting, you can still be building and finding the right people to connect with. Those of you who work internally and work with teams, work with multiple teams in multiple different departments, those relationships, you still have an opportunity now to leverage LinkedIn and connect with them there, because what you need to do is be even more accessible in a less formal way, and it allows people to reach out to you. It allows people to get to know you. And for those of you who are actually going into work, because there's so many people still going into work, it's not like we're not like Italy right now. And sorry for anybody who's in Italy who's literally on lockdown, but that could technically happen. And that's the scary thing about COVID-19. We just don't know. Right? So that's a second thing that I want you guys to do is really, so when I say focus on relationships, take some time to think, who do you need to build relationships right now with to ensure, and this is digitally speaking, to ensure things get moving and keep moving. Who do you need to stay top of mind with? And these could be vendors and suppliers. They could be people, subject matter experts in your company, other project managers, other subject matter experts in your company, leadership, potential clients. There's so many different things, other partnerships in other companies. Whatever you need to do, who you need to know, and who needs to trust you, you need to be building those relationships, okay? I'm not going to be a dead horse, but get those relationships on point, all right? And let's see, I'm going to jump in here. And so Duri says, all of my work is virtual, so I'm looking forward to these face-to-face interactions. Yes, I know. So that could also mean, relationship building also means, you could do virtual coffees where you're actually still using Zoom and have a coffee with somebody, have your meetings, try to humanize yourself more. So that might be, instead of sending a quick email or a phone call, see if you can jump on Zoom and it builds trust. Video is such an incredible opportunity to build trust. Okay. Let's see. I'm working on that. Let's see. Oh, yes, Bonnie, you're lucky. The new featured section is a terrific way to showcase your content. Absolutely. And I actually have a content tip, so we'll get back to that one, Bonnie. And Tim King says, yes, you should develop relationships, not just collect names and contact numbers. I couldn't agree more. And now is a good time to make sure you're using them. And personalize your messages, which Bonnie is saying. And I agree. Like, it's really a time to not just collect people. It's time to really think strategically about who's in your network and who you need to connect with. As well, make that list so that they can stay top of mind, so that you're not just on LinkedIn looking for something to do, because that's a waste of time. I'm not trying to help you waste time on LinkedIn. Okay, so let's move on to my next tip. Engage in your company page. This is a little interesting one, because this is allowing you to get noticed by your company a little bit more. Because here's what's happening right now is, especially in the corporate world, a lot of companies are putting time, effort, and energy in their company pages, but they're not getting a lot of engagement yet. And as you build your brand and your reach, you actually have way more reach than they do. So one of the things that you're actually is help a sister out. Literally, you're basically doing that. You're helping out your company page. And by engaging in that, it's interesting because the right eyeballs, if you know what I mean, are looking at company pages. So not only are you giving your company your brand equity by engaging in what's going on, you're also being seen. So this is a great opportunity for, as people have a little bit more time, as you have that service-centric profile, and perhaps an opportunity to build more relationships with leadership within your company, and also in other areas of your company, especially if you have a large company where you can go in many different directions as you build your career at your company. Engaging in your company page, trust and believe that the right people are noticing. And then when they see the rest of the activity that I'm going to show you what to do, you'll definitely be noticed. You'll definitely be talked about. You'll definitely look like you're working. So with that, let me see what you guys have to say about that. Yes, Ricky Terry, we do have a Zoom date next week. I'm looking forward to that and being on your show. And Morris Parsons asking me, what platform do I use for my shows? That would be a great question for my Ask Me Anything show. But you know what, Morris? I'm pretty nice. So I'll let you know what I use. So I use Streamlabs OBS. And that is a gamer-based, what the gamers use to broadcast their shows, as well as I use Restream.io to stream to multiple networks at the same time. If you have any other questions about my live streaming, tune in next week, because I'm going to do an Ask Me Anything show. Plus, if you go on my YouTube channel, I've done 2 episodes all about LinkedIn Live and what I use, all my tools and everything like that. So definitely check that out. But in the meantime, I hope that answers your question. Okay. And Maxie says, appreciate the show and the show format. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Serafini, you have not done your intro video yet. Shame on you. Okay. Speaking of which, how awesome would an intro video be right now, guys? For those of you who've been tuning in, my regulars, I know my ride or dies, you guys know what I'm talking about. When I talked about a couple episodes ago, talked about creating an intro video so that people can meet you face to face via video. That is, and then what Bonnie talked about, the featured section, you could, if you have access to that feature, you could pin it to your feature section so that that's the first piece of content people see. But how cool would that be if you're, again, building these relationships and they get to see this featured video? So video intro, get on that. For those of you who haven't done your intro video challenge as of yet, there is no reason why you shouldn't. So get on it, my friends. All right. And yes, Bonnie's all about that company page value. We've gone from 500 to 830 in the last 2 months. Yeah, I've seen, here's the thing with company pages, guys. When LinkedIn starts to drive you in that direction, that means they're also putting additional algorithmic attention. And this is just anecdotal, it's not confirmed, but I notice it all the time. When they tell you to go a place or do something and they're adding these recommendations, they're pushing it out there, they will also make sure the attention goes that way as well. So take advantage of that. And oh, Marcus, you tag me. Sometimes I don't get all the tags because I get a ton of tags, but I will look for it. DM me with it if just so I don't forget. So please, Marcus, DM me with yours. Okay, so next point is, this is really dope. Okay, create business as usual posts and comments. So this is all about using your brand to showcase to the world that, you know, things are happening, things are moving. So what do I mean by that? So if you are at work, you can create posts, or if you are speaking somewhere, if you are doing things that put you out into the world, this is you're touring, you're on you're at a site visit, you're getting new product in, whatever the case may be, you can create posts that are interesting around what's going on at work, even if it's around showcasing corporate culture. So for example, if you guys are still doing things where you're having a team meeting, you can talk about that, and it's just about, well, what angle can you show it from, as far as what are you learning from this opportunity, what would people be interested in? And that's really where you want to take that post from. So you want to show, if you are doing business as usual, if you're out in the field, if you are working with your team, if you are in a plant, if you are still traveling or still conducting meetings or speaking, show it. It matters more than ever before, because people need to see that everything, excuse me, everything, see, if I cough twice, then there's a problem. Y'all looking at me like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna get sick. Clearly that was a joke. But anyways, yes. So you want to make sure that you've got that, those business as usual posts. And again, if you've been engaging in the company page and also building relationships, so that means, you know, getting in, liking people's stuff, engaging the company page, chances are the right people, because of your recent algorithmic activity, so activity in the news feed, there's a better chance that they will actually see your posts as well. So you want to do that. And it's a really good look for your company. Also, let me move the time out of the way for you guys. Go deeper and create thought leadership. Okay, so here's what I mean by that one. Basically, I'm going to move that. It's going to drive me crazy. Basically, what I mean is, this is your opportunity to, as you're building relationships, as you're getting more attention, as you're showcasing business as usual, there's an opportunity, especially if things are dying down a little bit as far as work is concerned. What sort of thought leadership can you create? Maybe even on a weekly basis. You don't have to go crazy. I do one piece of thought leadership each week, which is this show right now. So you don't have to go crazy, and you'll still get the attention you need. But perhaps there's a video series you can create, or a podcast series. This would be a great time right now to interview people remotely and try to tie it back to what you do, right? Is it a blog post series? I want you guys to be thinking, now this is the time where you can be showing off what's in here, showing off the gifts that you've been giving, owning your awesome. This is the time to do that. So these are my 5 tips when it comes to your COVID personal brand action plan, your contingency plan. This is a time for you, if you want to step into the spotlight. Even amongst all this craziness, I want to make sure that you guys use it to your advantage. And one last tip. If you are working from home, don't be on LinkedIn all day long. It's never a good look. If you're like responding to everything all the time, whoa, that's my earring. Just went. I'll have to take off the other one. So you want to make sure that you are using your time wisely and showing up at the right space at the right time. So definitely keep that in mind as well. So don't be on LinkedIn all day, okay? But be wise when you do it. And be thoughtful and intentional. And I'm telling you, this action plan right here will help you rock your personal brand. So, curious, what do you guys think? Let me know. I'm going to jump into the comments and see what we got here. Hopefully, I'm still broadcasting, because it looked like it was going away for a second. Okay. And Okay, looks like we're good for now, but yes, definitely own your awesome. Thank you so much, Florence. Yes, it's all about that. So, yes, make sure, let me know what you guys think. And on top of that, I'm going to be moving right into my scroll stopper. But of course, I want to make sure that you guys are, if you're not on my A list yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. Although, I'll admit, I've been a little slacking in that department, but it's coming back with a vengeance now that I'm back from San Diego, now that I'm not sick anymore. So just visit me at just-share.com, get on that A list, because come on now. I'll make sure I hook you guys up with all the good stuff first, all the tips, all the recaps, everything that you need to know. That's where it'll be. So make sure that you, again, wow, look, I was playing with that one. Glitch, there we go. So my main camera, and here we go. Yes. Wow, it's been a minute. Okay, we are jumping into the scroll stopper. And this scroll stopper, my friends, is pretty dope, especially if you guys are in the creative industries. And oftentimes you've heard creatives, they'll create, especially when they're new into the industry, they'll start to create on spec. And basically what that means is they'll do something and it's not necessarily for the work, but they're showcasing that they can do the work, and perhaps as a result, so if they create it, maybe they will get paid for it. So a lot of creatives don't like to do it. Totally get it, right? But this is kind of akin to that, but not really. This is a great way to showcase your brand if you want to keep your skills very relevant. So let me show you over here. This scroll stopper is brought to you by Jacob Brown. Jacob Brown's pretty awesome. He is a true creative professional. He has an agency, as well as he's also the creative manager at General RV Center. Excuse me. And as well, he has tons, like years of experience in the creative space. Here's the cough coming back. But guys, let me show you what he's done. So, give me 1 second. Listen to me. See, this stuff is pretty scary when you're getting all sick. And basically what he's done, I want to show you two things, but let me show you the full screen first. Okay, so what he did is he posted a post saying, you know what, he's always wanted to do a do-over of the Sherwin-Williams logo. So at the bottom is the current logo, and the top is his remake and design. I'll show you the full post in a second, but this is what he posted in his newsfeed, and I thought it was really interesting because it immediately caught my attention. And then he asked his network. So basically, what it does is it shows off his design and creative thinking skills by just saying, hey, I was just thinking, this has been driving me nuts for years. Look at this old one. Cover the earth with red paint. It's kind of scary. But what he did is he's showcasing his brand and his skills by borrowing and by association. So using a popular brand, he's showcasing what he can do with it. And also in the post that he had, he was also very honest. He's just like, guys, it's not like he did this work for Sherwin-Williams. He was just saying, hey, I've been looking at this logo for years and it's drove me nuts. So this is what I did with it. And then he asked his network for their take on this post. So why I thought this was really cool is because, and bear with me just a second, I want to actually show you what it looks like. Okay, so this is the full post right here. So you see, and look how much, this is just in one day. Look at how much engagement he got on it. And he's just like, I wanted to redesign the logo for years. I wonder what they think about my logo concept. So in no way is he trying to put it out there that it's his work for them. But I just like what they did with that. So let me know, what do you guys think? If you think about that, if you write copy, if you do headlines, if you do design work, website work, or anything like that, you can design something on spec and ask your network about it. Because again, what it does, it allows you to showcase your skills, connect it with a brand, but be honest about it. I thought it was pretty cool. So that's why I wanted to share that with y'all. And let me know. What do you guys think of this? I think it's cool. Yeah, I'm getting some likes in the comments. And going back to the COVID thing, Jane Jackson, career coach, she says, COVID-19 is certainly changing the way people are working more, much important discussion to be had. In fact, we're releasing a discussion on our podcast today. Great work, Cher. Thank you so much, Jane. I appreciate that. And yes, he did tag them in the post, Tashika. So that I thought that was pretty brilliant. And I mean, it's a great way to get attention. And at the same time, like, he was very honest and authentic and transparent about that. He was saying, you know, it's just something that he's thought of. What do they think? Right? So again, I think it was a really cool idea. And it's interesting. And everybody, even you guys in the comments, his logo is more relevant to their product line and promotes their product is absolutely true, Adrienne. I agree with you. And hi, Crystal. Nice to see you. And I think it is, again, a super creative, so I agree with Bonnie, super creative scroll stopper. And yeah, that's what I got for you guys on that. So what else do I have for you guys? Let's take a look. All right, so we are moving right into Tap That App, 2 Ps. And like I said, this week's Tap That App is all about, well, how much. Imagine being an influencer on LinkedIn. Well, this website that I'm going to share with you guys in just a sec is all about measuring your influence. I don't know if you guys remember way back in the days with Clout with a K. They were working on a system that was able to measure your influence. And there was a lot of, it's funny because that actually came up in social media marketing world, and there was a lot of resistance to that. People didn't like it. They were mad at it. And Clout was probably a little too ahead of their time from an influencer marketing perspective. But this new one, and let me show you what it is. Bear with me a second. It's called Linkalize. And basically it's designed to, you can put in your profile URL and it will evaluate you. Guys, keep in mind it will only give you one evaluation, but let me show you what it looks like. So first of all, here's the website. I'll move the time out of the way so you can see that. And basically that's what you guys saw here. And here's some report examples. So basically for Katrina Kurt, they're saying her price for a sponsored post would be $272. Agnes, $405. Thomas Pons, $748. Kate, $629. And it talks about how many followers they have, their percentage of engagement. So these are just examples, right? And basically it's for influencers, advertisers, agency platforms. And so here's the thing. They will only give you one chance to give you your report. So I actually tested this back in February, and at that time they gave me a rating of $1,129 per post. So apparently I'm expensive, and hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. And if you guys want the URL to that, linkalize.app, so check it out. And yeah, what do you guys think? Are we ready for this on LinkedIn where they'll sponsor your posts? I mean, we see what it's doing to Instagram. We see what it's doing. I mean, there are definitely influencer opportunities as a corporate influencer. Absolutely. Hopefully it doesn't, go to the extremes of what we see on Instagram and on YouTube, because it's like sometimes it's a little out of control and very inauthentic. But it's fascinating. And also, so you can get paid for LinkedIn, asked Tashika. Well, not exactly. That's what Linkalize is trying to create, a value system based off of your activity on LinkedIn, based off of the data that they can draw from whatever API that they have access to. And they are able to judge, based off of how often you post, how much engagement you get on your posts. So I think if anything, the way I see it right now, it's just a metric that we can use to to continue to measure without applying too much personal value to it. You know what I mean? It's just something else. It's just something else to say, how's my driving on LinkedIn? So let me know what you guys think about that. Diana says, sounds good, but I don't want to get out of control. Exactly. And then Julie says, love it. Reminds me of Photo Feeler. Exactly. And for those of you who don't know who Photo Feeler is, it is a website where you can get people to let you know what they think of your profile photo. And that's you know, a picture's worth 1,000 words, and definitely you want to get those opinions on that. So Photo Feeler is great as well. And I'm torn because LinkedIn feels like a safe space from all that. I know that's exactly what I'm feeling when I think of Linkalizer. But again, for those of you who didn't get to see it, linkalize.app, check it out. And I think it's definitely interesting. And like I said, you want to look at it from a metric standpoint. More metrics, it just gives us a way to evaluate what we're doing. But guess what, guys? My time is up, and that aggressive red stresses me out. So I want to make sure if you guys have any questions, and of course, if you don't remember, you don't want to miss a post, you make sure you're following Just Ask Cher, the hashtag. As well, if you guys have questions, I want to take the A's to your Q's. So definitely leave them down here. Bonnie says, Linkalize is a cool tool, but don't get caught up in the numbers. Exactly, Bonnie. Exactly. So just be careful of that. And coming up next, like I said before, coming up next is all next week. I promise you it's going to be a Just Ask Cher marathon. Well, not marathon. It's going to be Ask Me Anything. Send me questions in advance so I can prepare for it, but I will also be answering questions on the fly. I do appreciate you guys so much for showing up, and you guys know sharing is caring, right? So make sure if you were watching all the way to the end, that means you got some value out of this. Perhaps share it with your network. I'd absolutely appreciate it. I got to move that time. That thing is just stressing me out. But I do appreciate you guys watching, and stay tuned for the next episode. And of course, at any time, you got a question, all you have to do is just Ask Cher in the comments, in the DMs. You know I'll get at you. And for those of you who's still working on your challenge videos, I can't wait to see them. And for those of you who I haven't commented on them, just give me a quick nudge. I just get a lot of notifications that sometimes they get lost. So thank you so much for watching, and I cannot wait for the next episode. So stay posted. Love ya. Peace.